Hello, everybody, and welcome back to day two of the Hashimoto's Fatigue Energy Reboot Challenge. This is all about energy reboot, but it's also about learning more in depth as to why you're feeling the way you're feeling versus just me offering you with a whole list of things to do. Because I always find that when we understand the why um, behind the what, we really understand, the purpose of our actions. And that lets us connect with those actions in a much deeper way and in a much more efficient way that brings you more results. So at least that was the case for me. And I've been finding that over and over again when I am teaching women inside my group and inside my one-on-one clients, that if we understand why she's supposed to be doing all of those protocols, then she really gets to do the work. So it's really powerful. So this is what we're doing. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping back on with me. So yesterday I made a mistake. I asked you to comment and engage, and you guys were awesome. Like you all did so well, and I didn't see it on my screen. And so I didn't even respond to your engaging with me yesterday because even though I had my Facebook group open here on the phone, I didn't check my comments. Like I didn't click into the comments and I didn't see them on the screen either. So I apologize. I'm going to be changing that for today. So I'm going to be pulling up my Facebook group right now because that seems to be the only way that I can actually see you guys commenting on the days. So that's really what I want. Okay, hold on. I just want to see. Perfect. Okay, here we are. Okay, wonderful. So I know today is a different time than yesterday, and many of you might not be able to join us live. That is totally fine. Just hit us up in the replay, and you are just as eligible to win any of the engagement prizes if you comment in the replays. So that is totally fine. So after yesterday, I really wanted to ask you guys what has changed for you. So I have had beautiful conversations with women, and they had some aha moments in really understanding that they do need more nutrients in their diet. And the 3 by 3 by 3 method was extremely helpful for them to simplify things and to really get a grip on which nutrients are going to be helping me and what can I do if I start to react to them. And that is really wonderful. So my question to you is, whoever's live on here or in the replay, what have you had for dinner, or what have you had for lunch or breakfast today? I would like to know if you have incorporated the 3 by 3 by 3 method already into your regimen today. So for myself, for lunch, I had a beautiful, rich vegetable soup with lots of beans, cooked beans, of course, white beans and red kidney beans, and lots of other vegetables. I love celery, and there was some cauliflower in there and some carrots. And then I put in um, some some noodles, but I didn't do so. I did some chickpea noodles, which I really really like. They're gluten free and they actually have a nice consistency, nice texture. That's what I did. Yeah. Okay. So today, let's get into day two. Again, I want to be mindful of your time, and we do the same thing as yesterday. You engage with me. Hopefully, I can engage back if you come on live, and hopefully, you'll gain a lot of valuable information about sluggish detoxification equals sluggish energy. Okay. So, welcome back, everyone. I really hope that day one was a bit of an aha moment for everyone. And thank you for those who have submitted the homework for one of the engagement prizes. Just keep submitting them. until the end of the challenge. For those of you who are just hopping on for the first time, hello and welcome. I'm happy that you're here and made it. So, you know, before Christmas. That's amazing. Some of you guys have been with me for years, which is really, really beautiful. And some of you are brand new, and I'm happy to have you with me. So, today, I want to talk about detoxification pathways. For many of you, that was the day of the most interest. And I understand why, because there is a lot of detoxification chaos that's happening out there, and it's oftentimes not helpful. So, we're continuing to learn this Hashimoto's thing, specifically around detoxification. We are pulling in the gut a little bit, so that you can really start to create natural energy in your body. And you'll understand why that is when it comes to detoxification pathways. And then at the end of the day, move into remission. That is really the main goal, right? But remission is a funny thing, right? Because what is remission? I always hear that people want to go into remission. So, including myself. So I'll share with you that for me, remission is the absence of symptoms. Yeah, it always was. The feeling of feeling like a normal person, to be able to get out of bed without my joint pain, without numbing fatigue that I suffered from, without scheduling your days around nap times, which I had to do. I had to schedule my days around my kids' nap time for many years. Getting up without brain fog, scheduling your days the way that you want them to go and not around your symptoms. That for me is remission. For others, it is getting the antibodies under the 100 marker, which is considered to be in remission, and that is fine. You can definitely use that as a marker. You will very likely feel a lot better if you do that. And again, for some, it's a combination of both. So for me in the beginning, to be quite honest with you, the my autoimmune markers were really, really, really high. I mean, we're talking about, excuse me, my markers were 3,000 plus for my antibodies. So that is extremely high, and that's how I felt. I was barely able to function. I felt like a zombie. My whole body hurt all the time. And I was very depressed. My nervous system was truly shutting down on me. My cortisol was through the roof, and then it kind of like crashed on me. Anyways, I was in really bad shape. So I could have focused on bringing those markers down if I had known about them, had the importance of them in the first place. But when I understood that a little bit later, it was actually more important for me to feel better, because that is how your body is talking to you. And yes, it'll probably reflect in your markers. But oftentimes, and if we are reflecting on markers first, we are getting too hyper focused on the results, and we're not listening to what our body is telling us, which in my opinion, what I've been experiencing in my life and seen in my clients, that is really most significant, how you're feeling in your body. So remission, that is the goal. This is why we're doing this challenge. At least we want to feel better. We want to get our energy back up on track. We want to learn what is really causing your Hashis fatigue, and to even put some steps that I'm sharing with you during these 3 days in place to start to feel a little bit or a lot better, right? So in the comments, let me know who has watched day one yesterday. Okay, so comment day one so that I know who is on track and who enjoyed session one. If you want your biggest takeaways, but just let me know day one. If you haven't yet, please do so, because one day truly builds on the other, and you don't want to miss out on some great information that is leading into day two and day three, so that you can really get a well-rounded picture. Okay. Before we get into the midst of everything, let me just say how grateful I am for you guys to be here, for every one of you showing up for yourselves so close to Christmas. I know it's busy, but you're doing it, whether that is live or on the replays. And honestly, this alone, this commitment alone, sets you ahead of the game because you are committed to change. Without commitment to change, change is not going to happen, or it's happening more slowly. And then you feel defeated. You feel as if you're staying stuck in your symptoms, and nothing is changing. So, commitment is key, and I'm so proud of you for being here. I just wanted to say that too. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so yesterday we truly dove into one of the most important pieces to the Hashimoto's puzzle, which is truly your gut health. So, what did you learn? You learned not only about leaky gut, its root causes, and the immune response because of it, causing inflammation and thereby reduced energy and increased fatigue and brain fog. But you also learned about the second immune system, which is your gut microbiome. So you learned about those two pieces that are really, really critical to understand and to work on. Your homework included 3 solid steps that you can take in order to initiate an increase in your gut healing nutrients, right? So the 3 by 3 by 3 method. But I also gave you tools to help your body digest and absorb the nutrients better, which is critical. And you know why, because you watched yesterday's session. So I really want to reiterate one more time that there is no one size fits all. There just isn't, and there is no one little fix to a complex diagnosis of autoimmune. However, it might be complex, but it's not complicated. And that's what I always say. And that is the good news, right? You don't have to overcomplicate it, you can simplify it. What it requires you to do is number one, you need to understand the why you're doing things. That is critical. Once you understand why, you're more likely to implement. But also, number two, the doing of the things is just as important as the understanding of the why. You need to do things, you need to put it into action, you need to live it. And that's exactly why you're here. That's exactly why you showed up for a challenge, to challenge yourself to put some steps into place. Okay, so let's do the understanding and let's do the doing here today when it comes to detoxification pathways. Okay, so who's with me? Give me yes, 100% in the comment if you feel this is you, you want to take steps and you want to put things into place to get you out of the Hashimoto's overwhelm, fatigue, and other random symptoms. I honestly have so many conversations with so many women who feel defeated and frankly completely overwhelmed. And I get the overwhelm. So I really feel the overwhelm in the Hashimoto's world out there because I get messages like the following that I want to share with you. So I'm just going to read it to you to really amplify this, and maybe you can resonate with this. So a lady reached out to me and she says, I am at an all-time loss. I am diagnosed with Hashimoto's 15 years ago. My thyroid panel is all in range. So no hypothyroidism. Okay, so no hypothyroidism on the lab results. I've been supplementing with vitamin D and a lot of other supplements. My hormones and cortisol all fine too, which I typically question because of the way they test these things. I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, whole foods based. I worked with a nutritionist and everything else that has been suggested. They ruled out rheumatoid arthritis issues because of her joint pain, allergies, and MCAS, which is mast cell activation syndrome. All of my symptoms are getting worse. and I cannot live the way I used to. I am always tired. I'm always in pain. What else am I to do? Something is wrong and has been for so many years. And in the last year, I have become unrecognizable. It's really so sad to read these stories, have conversations with women to share. They share these stories with you. It's really sad, but it sounds familiar to all of us. We all have been in that place at one point or another, right? But the good thing is that after day one, what you have learned yesterday, you are already one step ahead of this lady because you now know the reason why you can eat a whole food diet like she does, and you can supplement with all the things like she does. You can supplement the heck out of it, but you still feel tired and in pain. Why? Because your gut health is struggling. Your digestion, your absorption is struggling. You probably have intestinal permeability in combination with a gut microbiome that is out of whack. So I just wanted to amplify that so that you realize how much you're learning and how much you're already putting into place for yourselves. So gut health is one thing, but it doesn't stop there. There is another huge part of the puzzle that some of you are aware of and some of you are not so much aware of it. And this piece is sluggish detoxification pathways. And again, before we go into the material, I just want to quickly remind you of the tasks that you have to do if you are interested in winning the engagement prize. Okay, yes. For those of you who have not heard, I'm giving out two prizes. One in the amount of a $50 gift card, typically Whole Foods or any grocery store of your choice that I can get online. And to win this gift card, you have to engage in the comments and you have to complete all of your homework. And the second prize is my big prize that I'm so happy to be able to share with you. This big prize is a full scholarship for my signature foundation program, the Hashimoto's Fatigue Solution. It's a 4-month program in which we go into the nitty-gritty of gut health, nutrition, detoxification strategies, blood sugar imbalances, insulin resistance, and nervous system regulation. It's a 4-month in-depth, high support program that truly, truly delivers results. So I just want to quickly share with you from my last round of women who have gone through it, some of the results we've been getting. So some of the women, they have achieved regular bowel movements after 15 years of constipation. 15 years of constipation that came with bloating, with gas, with stomach pain, all of it. I see some other women experiencing my throat days of natural energy. So they are actually stopping to be reliant on caffeine, which is amazing, right? Some other women completely gotten rid of their joint pain in just 3 months, all by addressing the foundation to Hashimoto's healing, which we are covering during those 3 days. Give me 1 second. I just need to take a sip of water. My whole family has a cold, and I think I'm getting it too. And in case you're wondering what I'm drinking because it's dark green, it's my beloved chlorophyll. For those of you guys who have been with me for many years, you know that I love chlorophyll. It's it's a detoxification agent, which is really on point with day 2 today. Okay. So yes, I'm giving away 1 full scholarship to someone lucky who completes the following. Number 1, again, engage in the comments and the homework threads. Complete all of your homework. Book in your 30-minute free breakthrough call that goes for everybody. Everybody can do it, So we can run through your health history, so your own health history, and I can give you some personalized strategies beyond these masterclass information here. Maybe you just need a little bit of a tweak. Maybe you just need a little bit of a different approach in order for you to move forward. And as a bonus, you can post on social media, or you can invite other women to come into this group for the remainder of the challenge. Okay, so let's do this. Who is excited about day 2? I am so excited. It's one of my favorite topics. I know that a lot of you have expressed interest in day 2, specifically because the whole detox realm out there can be very confusing. And the reason why is that detox can mean so many different things for so many different practitioners out there. And oftentimes it's too much too soon. I personally like to call it not detoxing. I like to call it purposeful cleansing, right? Because it's something that we have to do daily. We can't go on a full-fledged detox in the beginning anyways and expect major results. So yesterday you learned that when the microbiome becomes out of whack, you are experiencing an imbalance of pathogenic to beneficial bacteria, right? So we talked about that yesterday. I'm bringing that in because it means that pathogenic bacteria can cause a lot of damage in your gut. What they do is under, certain circumstances when there is an imbalance, they spew out inflammatory metabolites. They can overgrow and they can cause infections to rebound, right? So such as H. pylori and Epstein-Barr, and all of these things. So there's a lot of toxicity that is being created in the gut. They can further damage your gut lining, which then can increase your leaky gut syndrome, which can lead to more food sensitivities and other symptoms. Now, it's one thing to help rebalance your microbiome, which is super important with foods and nutrition. It's great. However, you also need to understand that this toxic waste, all of it that I just described, that is being produced daily just by metabolizing and due to an overgrowth of those pathogenic bacteria versus good bacteria, guess what? They need to leave your body daily. They can't just hang around and wait until you do a detox, accumulating and then causing issues while they're just sitting there if you're not detoxing daily. If your detoxification pathways are sluggish, clogged, or overburdened, this waste material is starting to build up and accumulate in your body. And guess what that means for you? We all have been there. Number one, it starts with a flare. Most of the times, there's a lot of flares that are happening. You're getting more severe symptoms. You get more brain fog, more fatigue, more skin issues, more itching. Sometimes the skin becomes really itchy, and hair loss and acne and rashes. Nausea is a big one, you name it. So does this resonate with you? Have you been experiencing any of those? Let me know. Give me a hand up if this is resonating with you. You think you're doing the right things. However, symptoms just increase in intensity. Comment yes if you have. So the problem with chronic inflammation and resulting symptoms is the level of toxins that are recirculating in your body. So that is either through metabolic processes, like I just described, or in addition, with outside sources, through outside sources. So exogenous toxins. We are unfortunately living in a very toxic world these days. And all of these exogenous toxins contribute to toxic overload if we're not detoxing daily. Right? So the gas at the gas station that you're breathing in, pollution, water is very polluted these days, food is very polluted these days, day-to-day skincare is very toxic, all of these things. So if your internal cleansing systems that you have in place to deal with all of this, if they're not supported well, or if you have become overburdened, those toxins will start to recirculate. And it's not just metabolic waste that is recirculating and adding up, it's also used up hormones. Okay, so this is really something that a lot of women don't know about. That's why I'm bringing this up here. Maybe you have been told, or maybe you have symptoms of estrogen dominance, right? I see a lot of women with estrogen dominant symptoms in the Hashimoto space. So there's heavy periods, painful periods, but there's also hot flashes during perimenopause or menopause. There is cortisol that is completely imbalanced, insulin out of balance, and cortisol, like I mentioned. There is a lot of mood issues. So there is a lot of these hormonal symptoms out there. And so why is that? That is why, the reason why is that your body is not being able to purge those hormones. Insulin resistance is a little bit different. It has a little bit of a different component. So insulin in itself, even though it's a hormone, it's not building up in your body like the other ones. But insulin resistance is it's extremely important for Hashimoto's health as well. But this is not what we're discussing today. This is what we're going to go in deep within the Hashimoto's fatigue solution, because it's a major component of the Hashimoto's picture, insulin resistance. So, but all of the estrogen or cortisol or sex hormones that are causing you these kind of, estrogen dominant symptoms, all of these hormonal imbalances are partly rooted in your detoxification pathways not operating properly. Because when you think about it, hormones are messengers in your body. Okay, so they act like almost like delivery people, taking information to cells, handing over that information, and then leaving again. But if these hormones cannot leave because the exit way is blocked or, clogged up, they will start to accumulate and cause a lot of hormonal issues. So I know that some of you here in the group and who signed up for the challenge are dealing with perimenopausal and menopausal symptoms. This is something to look into. So now take out your workbook and jot down, what are my most critical 3 internal cleansing systems that my body has in place? So altogether, there are 8, right? But we will not be going into all of them today. We'll be focusing on 3 today. We'll be focusing on the 3 that have to come first and that are the easiest to support in the beginning. They're the easiest and the most straightforward to make changes to. Okay, are you guys ready? Okay, let's get started. So write down, number 1 is the digestive system detoxification, aka my bowel movements, right? Number 2, my lymphatic system detoxification pathway, aka blood and lymph flow. And number 3 is skin detoxification. Your skin is your biggest organ. It absorbs a lot, but it also purges a lot. Okay. So we are going to be talking about those 3 today. In your workbook, there's a space where it says, if you are not detoxifying daily, what are you doing? You are retoxifying daily. It's such a simple statement. One of my mentors, my functional nutrition mentor, has said that over and over again. And it's so true. If we're not detoxifying daily, we are retoxifying. We're building up the load in our bodies. It's almost like we are filling a barrel and then it spills and overflows. And this is when we are really feeling worse. Why? Why are we feeling worse? Because of the buildup, right? Your toxic load is overflowing the barrel that is filling up. So I was going to ask you here, you might have expected something different to talk about, something maybe that is called liver detoxification, right? So I know that a lot of people thought about liver detoxification because that is huge. It is huge. And it's, a lot of people talk about it in the space. Give me hands up in the comments if you were surprised that liver detox was not included in the first three pathways that we're talking about. But I will tell you why. Yes, the liver is absolutely super critical for us to achieve remission and really stable health with Hashimoto's. It's a workhorse. It does over 500 different functions that people have, that research and studies have identified, but there's probably lots more. When it comes to detoxification, it's really one of the most important detox organs. But I want you to consider this. If your channels, your detoxification pathway channels that push toxins out of your body are not working well, guess what happens if you are starting with the liver first, going on a liver detox protocol, breaking up all of those toxins, allowing them to recirculate in your bloodstream, having all of those toxins and metabolic waste released into your bloodstream, and then they can't leave your body. Oh my goodness. I have seen women having to go to emergency because of just that. And honestly, I'm not exaggerating. It can be very dangerous, especially if there is a lot of toxic load because of your gut health imbalances that you're hosting in your body. It is very dangerous to do this without proper guidance. It can cause tremendous flares. So I just recently worked with a client in the Hashimoto's fatigue solution, and she reported that her naturopathic doctor that she had worked with put her on a full-on liver cleanse as a first strategy without addressing anything else. And she literally thought that she was going to die. Her symptoms became so severe that she had to stop it all. So it's really, really important to understand. So while liver detoxification will be an important step on your journey to energy freedom, because you do want to support the organs so that detoxification runs more smoothly, it's not the first step. Okay, so let's review the three pathways that I mentioned one by one, and I'll give you some strategies on how to. So the first one is the digestive system detoxification pathway, aka your bowel movements. I always choose this one with everyone because the very first intervention to inflammation reduction is creating regular bowel movements. Why? Because regular bowel movements are the singular biggest dysfunction in women with Hashimoto's because of gut health issues. There is a lot of constipation out there, and I think we discussed that yesterday. Maybe not. We'll discuss it today. Even if you go daily, you might be constipated. I'll explain to you why. Comment yes if that is you. If you have bowel movement issues in the past or currently, constipation, diarrhea, or a combination of both, not able to go every day. So maybe you only go every other day or maybe every 3 days, or you go daily, but you're straining and you're not feeling as if your bowels are fully emptying. So maybe you're even going daily and you think you don't have that problem, but your bowel movements are like pebbles. They're rock hard or they're difficult to pass. And that is constipation, despite you going every day. So knowing that this is one of your biggest imbalances as a detoxification pathway, because this in your stool, this is where you purge parasites, toxins, pathogenic bacteria. Your stool is it's 80% bacteria. So it's one of the biggest pathways. So let's focus on it, right? And get it aligned to open up one detox pathway, one of the detox pathways for good. Okay, so really, really important. So what can you do to help your bowels to move appropriately? I want to give you with 3 strategies today. I want to share with you 3 strategies today. The number 1 strategy that sounds sometimes too simple is the most important one. You need to make time to calm your nervous system, right? Which leads into day 3 tomorrow, so that your body feels at ease, that your body feels encompassed in a rest and digest mode, so that you're allowing your body to even create a bowel movement. You're allowing your body to go to the bathroom when you're feeling the urge. So many times women feel they have to do all of these things, whether that is in their house, or they have to finish the laundry first, or they have to finish the cooking first, or they have to look after the kids first, or they have to run an errand first before they go to the bathroom when they feel the urge. What you're doing is you're setting your digestive system way back. Even if you're just holding it for 1 to 2 minutes, the contraction of your digestive system will stall, and it's going to take you at least another couple of hours for the next motion to happen in the digestive tract that is, trying to press the waste down. So you are creating constipation. You have to go when nature calls. It is the first important thing besides anything else. Laundry can wait. You can put the kids in the playroom for a second. You can do whatever else. You put it on hold. You go to the bathroom. Because otherwise, your body will stay stuck in the fight or flight state, and bowel movements won't come naturally. Very important. Number 2, you will have to increase your fiber consumption. Fiber, fiber, fiber. There is the misconception that fiber equals sugar, right? So a lot of us with Hashimoto's have this fear around carbohydrates and fear around fiber because of weight problems, because of food reactions, because we think of fiber as simple sugars in grains. Okay? It is a misconception. It's completely wrong. There's so much fear in the Hashimoto's world having to cut out carbohydrates. And we're not only cutting the carbohydrates, but we're also cutting the fiber. Because yes, you can find fiber in grains, definitely, but mostly you'll find fibers in vegetables and fruit. And the fiber inside the vegetable and the fruit is buffering the sugar release into your body. So I'm just going to give you an example. If you drink apple juice, that is like 100% just sugar intake because the fiber has been removed. You're just giving your body a crazy amount of sugar that is very easily digested in your body and raises your blood sugar through the roof, increasing inflammation, which I'm talking about in the Hashimoto's fatigue solution, not today. But if you eat an apple, you don't have to worry about the sugar because there is so much fiber, different types of fibers in that apple, that it actually reduces the impact of the sugar, the fruit sugar that is in the apple. It slows it down. The absorption slows down so that your blood sugar is not spiking. Okay? So, very important to understand. Your body needs fiber for health, for Hashimoto's health. Why? Let's talk about our little critters, our little critter helpers inside our gut that we talked about yesterday. Just for one more second here. Your good bacteria. Now you understand that was one of the biggest aha moments from one of the challengers is that your 80% gut microbiome, your 80% bacteria and fungi and yeast and all of these microbes, 80% microbes and 20% human DNA. And guess what those microbes love to feed on? Yes, prebiotic fibers. They love prebiotic fibers. So, starchy vegetables, fruit, and other prebiotic veggies, such as, for example, garlic, onion, Jerusalem artichoke is a huge one, okra, legumes, oats, sweet potatoes, all of these things they love to eat. Pathogenic bacteria, on the other hand, they thrive on sugar, simple sugar, that is. Okay? So there's so much to say about the different types of beneficial fibers and how to cook them and eat them, and which we dive all the way into inside the Hashimoto's Fatigue Solution program. So another big reason for you guys to do the homework, to engage, and if you want to become part of the program inside my scholarship. So really, really excited about that. So ask yourself, how much fiber are you currently consuming daily? You want to get up to between 30 and 50 grams of fiber per day. Okay? So that was number 2 strategy. You have to increase your fiber. Number 3, I want to give you one specific supplement. As a supplement, magnesium oxide can be very beneficial to help your bowels to move without having to go on pharmaceutical laxative. It has honestly worked wonders for my clients. So that's another thing that you can start to help get your bowels to move and to open your digestive elimination pathways. All right, so let's get into number 2, the lymphatic system detoxification pathway, aka blood and lymph flow. So I always say, and it's sad to see that the lymphatic system is such an underrated system. It truly is. A lot of people don't even know that it exists or what it is exactly, and yet it holds such benefits for us, especially with chronic inflammation. So I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments if you are fully understanding the way the lymphatic system works. So if you don't, then you can type in lymphatic system question mark. Again, we don't have time to dive into the system, from top to bottom, but I will give you a concise overview so you get this understanding of why it's so important, and I'll also share some tools with you on how to support it. So your lymphatic system is your waste removal system. It is literally the garbage truck crew that is taking out your garbage. It kind of like intertwines and interweaves with your cardiovascular system. It's quite nice to see. They run alongside, almost side by side, and they all intertwine. And it helps Um, it helps to pick up all of the debris from your cardiovascular system that runs in your blood and that is being purged. Your lymph is picking that up and it is delivering into the lymph nodules. So it literally helps with the removal of toxins and waste products from tissues and organs because it runs through all of the major organs, such as your gut and your liver and all of these things, picks up waste and debris, and then it flows through lymphatic vessels, through lymph nodes and the spleen. The lymph flows in an upward fashion, that was something I didn't know when I was going to nutrition school, which was really interesting. So it runs from the bottom up, not top down, but bottom up. And it drains into the two main drainage nodes just above your collarbone here. This is the main drainage area for them. So it literally flows against gravity. And your lymph nodes are literally filters stationed along the way that are the host of a multitude of different immune cells. So you have immune cells inside your lymph nodes that are there to filter and deactivate toxins for you. So your body is being cleansed all the time. So how many of you have experienced swollen lymph nodes before? Comment yes if that is you. And by the way, tonsils are part of your lymphatic tissue. Believe it or not, that was a huge aha moment for me. So all of these doctors that pull out those tonsils, I don't know, not a big fan. And guess where the biggest collection of lymphatic tissue sits? Guess where the biggest collection sits? It sits, yes, in the gut. Yes, it's called the gut-associated lymphoid tissue. It's the biggest patch. Really, really, um, you know, it's critical to understand because why is it sitting there? Because that is the area of biggest toxic release. So that is why the body is trying to keep you clean all the way down there. Okay, so now that you understand a little bit more about the lymphatic system, how can you start moving your lymph? And the word is movement, right? So it's interesting because I before this 3-day challenge, I actually put up a video here inside the group on a lymphatic drainage massage. I pinned it to the featured post, so you can go back to it and do it. I've been doing it for 30 days straight. Game changer. What I mostly notice for myself is like when you raise your arm, you know that your one of the biggest lymph nodes sits right here in your armpit. So when you raise your arm and you put it straight up in the air, sometimes you'll see that your armpit actually bulges out. It shouldn't be doing that. When it bulges out, I learned that it's a certain level of inflammation happening. So in your armpit, when you put your arm straight up, your armpit should be caving in a little bit. And guess what? After 30 days of doing the consistent lymphatic drainage massage, I could tell a difference in my armpits because they were bulging out a little bit, and now they're caving in. So just to share that with you. So again, the word is movement, right? So how can we move this? Yes, you can do the drainage massage, but you can also do exercise, right? So move your body in any way, bouncing, skipping rope, just walking. You can do yoga, you can do stretching, anything, power walking, anything goes as long as you move your body. And lastly, the last one that I want to share with you is a method that is called a hot-cold therapy. So what you're doing and what you're trying to attempt is you're trying to attempt blood flow which increases lymphatic circulation as well, and vice versa, is by switching your temperature from hot to cold. So I'm talking about when you're having your shower. So when you go into the shower, you can start with a hot shower, as hot as you can handle, and then you're switching to cold for a couple of minutes. And then you switch back and forth and back and forth, and you end on the cold. This is what I do, and it's really amazing. It really helps. It helps with energy, it helps the lymph to flow, and it brings circulation into your body. You feel refreshed afterwards and warmer. For those of you who struggle with temperature control because of your Hashimoto's, this is a really nice therapy. There's some hardcore people out there that do like cold baths and sauna sessions intermittently. I can do it. I'm not doing it. Number one, I don't even have a sauna in my house. But even if I were to go to a place that they do like cold dips, and then you can go straight after that, you can do in the sauna. I couldn't do it. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. It's something that's on my bucket list. I want to do those cold baths, those ice baths, but I'm not there yet. I'm doing the shower thing. That is what you can do, and on a daily basis to support your lymphatic system. Of course, there are many more tools that you can do, but those three will definitely give you a good head start. And the last detoxification pathway I want to talk about is skin detoxification pathway. Your biggest organ. The skin is your biggest organ. So sweating eliminates toxins. It not only eliminates toxins, sweating also eliminates heavy metals and metabolic waste products. So skin is a huge detoxifier for us. A lot of women don't understand that and don't pay much attention to it. So exfoliation removes the dead skin cells, and it removes the toxins that your skin is purging on a daily basis. So when somebody has, for example, rashes, hives, acne, itching, eczema, all of these skin-related issues, like I have seen Hashimoto's women that have tremendous amount of random rashes that appear. And I always think, oh my goodness, you guys, you need to really make sure that you are supporting your detoxification pathways. They don't know what's happening. And I just want to grab them and say, support your detoxification pathways, because it's all an indication that your body is overburdened with toxins. Okay. Why? Because why does it show up in your skin? Like, this is always the question that I get. And I always tell them it's the biggest detoxification organ besides the liver in your body. So your skin is actually trying to help your body rid itself of such waste. That's what it's there for. Sometimes, of course, we need to get medical attention when there's an infection, but oftentimes it's not. Most of the time, we simply need to listen to our bodies and help support our detoxification pathways on a daily basis. So for me personally, I had crazy adult acne starting at age 27. That was when I started to get off the birth control pill after many years. And the adult acne was horrendous. In retrospect, the amount of toxicity I had in my body, outrageously crazy. So it started for me when I was 27, when I really started, when I was really in the midst of it all for me with my Hashimoto's in my worst zone. And honestly, not only was it terribly painful, but it was also embarrassing, and it took a huge toll on my emotional state of being and my physical state of being, and I was just so inflamed. So It truly is our biggest organ, and we can support it as such, right? So the question is, how can we do that daily? Very simple strategies for that I want to share with you: sweating, exfoliating, and topical remedies, right? Topical remedies, because remember, our skin can purge a lot through sweat, but it also absorbs a lot through topical application. So we can use that for to our benefits. So some tools include dry brushing, for example, for exfoliation. So you can get a dry brush and you can start dry brushing from the bottom up. With not only does it help the skin to exfoliate, open up that pathway, but you also support your lymphatic pathway in manually stimulating your lymph to flow upwards. And then you have gentle facial skin scrubs. So, and for that, you can really use products that are clean, and that have medicinal, therapeutic levels of, for example, essential oils included in the scrub so that you are delivering that for healing purposes. Right. So, for example, we have a really nice brand here in Canada. It's called St. Francis. They have essential oil scrubs. And I'm sure that you guys in the States have a lot of a variety in that respect as well. The last one is, or the next one is, try to sweat daily. So just know that the sweat carries out a lot of stuff. So try to make sure when you are in the middle of it, when you're feeling off, when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling, not yourself, try to do it every day. Even if it's just wrapping yourself in a heated blanket, get yourself a heated blanket and sweat, or have a hot bath. That alone, helps you to sweat it out. Or exercise, a power walk can be a great tool for that. Just make sure that you are breaking a sweat every day, and then remove the toxins by skin exfoliation. Topically, like I said, you can use that to your advantage. And one of my favorite products to use is tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is so therapeutic. It's best for blemishes, rashes, and any skin irritation, for eczema, literally for anything, because it is highly antibacterial and antimicrobial. So if you're not dealing with any skin irritations per se, you can look into swapping your skincare to a clean, natural line, right? So maybe even include therapeutic essential oils. One of my favorites is rosemary oil. Rosemary oil is not only beneficial for hair and skin, like in the beauty department, but it also contains stress relieving properties and joint pain relieving properties. So if you're infusing your daily skincare with healing oils, that can be very helpful for overall inflammatory, not suppression, but to help to bring down your inflammation. Another last thing, speaking of joint pain, that you can do is you can use coconut oil infused with, for example, my other favorite one is eucalyptus oil or wintergreen oil or camphor, right? I know that my family in Germany, we've used camphor oil, I don't know, for everything, bruises, joint pain, muscle pain, anything. And it's really, really nice. It really works well. Okay, everybody. So, how are we feeling here? How is everybody digesting the information? I have come to the end of day 2, actually, and I just want to check in with you. So let me know in the comments, how you doing. Do you get a lot out of it? Are you excited to give these things a try that I mentioned? Any aha moments here? Anything that you would like to share? Anything that resonates? Let me know in the comments or shoot me a message or anything. So remember, Hashimoto's is complex, right? It is complex. But remember when I tell you it's not complicated. Okay? We know what's triggering it. We know the areas that we need to work on. We just have to go back to the foundation, always go back to the foundation, or start with the foundation, and to bring those systems back in balance with specific tools and strategies. And that'll move your health forward. That'll bring you the energy, that'll bring you the relief in symptoms, that'll bring you in a place of confidence, and understanding and knowing what to do in each situation, so that you're not overwhelmed anymore, that you don't lose a hope, so that you are in control, and you can just implement. So the homework thread will go up soon. Okay. Again, and for those of you who want to book in a free breakthrough call with me, so a 30-minute breakthrough call with me to go over maybe some bumps in the road for you, some concepts you don't understand, something you want to run by me, to get a little bit of maybe a little bit of a tweak in your strategies, just comment breakthrough here and I will send you my calendar link. Okay. So remember, there are two prizes that you can win during this challenge: a $50 Whole Foods card or grocery card of your choice, and one full scholarship in my 4-month high support foundations program that is called the Hashimoto's Fatigue Solution, which is built on those three pillars that we're covering here during this challenge. Number one, rejuvenating your gut health. Number two, regulating blood sugar, which I haven't included. That would be day 4. Maybe in the future I'll do a day 4. And number 3, dialing in your daily detox and nervous system regulation. It's a really powerful program, and my women in that group are getting amazing results. To be a contestant for that, you will need to engage in the comments. You need to complete all of the homework. You need to book in your 30-minute breakthrough call with me. And as a bonus engagement piece, you can invite other people, other women, to come join our challenge for the remaining time. Okay, everybody, you've got this. I'm happy you're here with me. And let's just finish 2024 strong. And most importantly, let's start 2025 from the right place, right out of the gate. Okay, so now get your homework done, implement, take action, send me all of your questions. I'm happy to answer. I'm here for you this week. And I will see you again tomorrow for day 3, which will be our last day of the challenge. All right, everybody. Have a good remainder of your day. See you later.